Okay? Now load the gun. Let's see what we're going to shoot, so you know what we're going to shoot. That's a 22. Open it. It's some of them.
So when you hear those numbers, they're just talking about bullet sizes?
22 is a caliber, and it determines, it's the caliber making the...
What is a caliber, dude?
Well, a caliber is equal to a millimeter. No, a caliber is the same type of measurement a millimeter is. It's a size inches. They did bullets, they did caliber, 30 caliber, 30-06. Then the Germans went to 9 millimeter, and they produced the 9 millimeter round. That's predominantly a German round. This is a 38 special. That's a 45 long Colt. This is a 223 fired out of an AR-15. Now what you're going to see when you look at the bullets, you're going to see that the 22 is the same diameter as the AR-15. So the littlest gun you can buy, that's technically the smallest gun you'll shoot, 22 caliber, is the same bullet size is shot in this evil assault weapon. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So it's shooting the same size. What it has is a lot more powder behind it.
So it gives it like more force, or like more of a...
Much more energy.
Yeah.
So what happens in the old days, the police, you'll see that says police special.
Oh, wow.
It was a police gun at one time. They got rid of them all. The police would carry this, and this is what the officers would carry in the 50s, 40s, 50s. And it had 6 rounds in it, 6 bullets. And they would make their arrests. Well, the bad guys started carrying these. And these have what's called a magazine that holds 9 rounds. But its claim to fame is once you shoot your 9 rounds, you pick up another magazine, you got 9 more. That gun here, after you shoot your 6 and you unload them, it's impossible with adrenaline pumping, being shot at, to load the gun. You just can't load it. They drop all over the ground.
Yeah.
They just get, so it's just a mess. So these guys simply had more bullets than they did. They waited for these guys to run out of bullets, and then they just came. So almost all, virtually all, police departments use an automatic weapon. Misnomer for the gun. It's not an automatic.
What gun is that?
This is Smith & Wesson.
Oh.
This one here is a Browning made in Belgium. It's the term, you'll hear the term, you're a liberal girl, aren't you?
Sure.
You listen to the liberal side of things.
I'm kind of an anarchist.
Okay, good.
I don't vote. I never will.
Whenever you hear the liberals talking about banning semi-automatic weapons, the term semi-automatic means every time I pull the trigger, a bullet goes off.
Right.
An automatic weapon is once I pull the trigger, they just keep going.
Right.
Okay? Semi-automatic, pull the trigger, a bullet goes.
Automatic.
This is a semi-automatic gun. This is a semi-automatic. This is. The only gun that isn't a semi-automatic is a muzzle loader, because it only shoots 1 bullet. So when you hear the news media say banning semi-automatic weapons, just consider they're nuts. They're uneducated, they're uninformed, they don't know anything about guns, or they would never say that.
Or democide or our history.
Something. The Second Amendment to the United States Constitution provides us the right to bear arms. It only had one reason to do that. Not to protect us from burglars or bad people.
Tyranny?
It had to do to protect us from our government.
Genocide.
Because if
How many times have governments taken away our guns and then killed us?
Well, what they
How
do,
many times?
what happens is if a government comes to take me, put me on a boxcar, and send me to Auschwitz, they're going to have a gunfight. They know they're going to have a gunfight, so they don't do that. The first thing that they must do if they want to send me to Auschwitz is take my guns away. Once they take my guns away, I have almost no choice but to go to Auschwitz with them. I have no way to defend myself. So having a gun is my defense against my government.
That's literally in the Constitution?
Yeah, that's what the right to bear arms.
That's badass.
why it's there, the right to bear arms. You don't know karate. You simply,
I know crazy.
Okay, you know crazy. So
Crazy.
here's how this works. You're in a parking lot on your way somewhere. I'm 71 years old. He's a big guy. We can make you a victim, and there's nothing you can do about it. You're going to be a victim. If we let you live, you can write a police report about what we did to you. Okay? Fair? You doubt that either one of us could overpower you.
No, I don't like the fact that all I get is like a little ticket up against you. You know? Or that like, yeah, you sleep one night in jail and then there's a restraining order.
I'd kill you.
Oh.
I've now taken you, I've raped you, and I've killed you.
And then there's just a police report.
And you get the right to a police report if I don't kill you. Right?
Right.
Fair? I mean,
Right.
that would be a reasonable statement.
Yes.
All the rules just changed. You no longer are the weakest of us here.
Because I legally can
Because
kill
you are
somebody
carrying,
that attacks
because
me.
you have a carry permit. You're carrying a gun, and you choose whether you're going to be a victim or
I
not.
want a gun smaller than this so I can hide it.
Yeah.
Like under my skirt.
You get a gun. This is about as small of a gun as you get.
Oh my god.
You get a gun about that small.
Yeah.
Now
Oh,
this
perfect.
gun, and I'll let you shoot one round with it.
That's so cute.
This gun shoots the same size bullet as this gun or this gun.
Okay.
Did you go to physics class? Are you a physics type person?
Oh, do you like physics?
Yeah. Well, mass, energy has to move mass. So as the bullet goes off, it has action and reaction. The bullet goes this way, the gun comes this way. The more mass the gun has, the less this way you get. So this gun has a lot of mass, and so it helps with this. This gun has a pretty good mass. This gun doesn't have any mass.
So it cocks back a lot.
It comes back in your hand. So you wouldn't want to shoot this gun 50 times. You wouldn't get a box of shells and shoot 50 rounds out of it. Hurts your hand.
Is it that bad?
Well, you'll
22
see.
LR isn't that bad?
What?
22 LR?
No, that's 38 special.
Oh, okay.
That's,
I was thinking 22 LR doesn't kick at all, so
that's a 38 special.
Oh, okay.
The difference is
I wouldn't use that.
shooting somebody with a 22 can penetrate their bulletproof vest. Can. So it makes it a dangerous weapon. It is the weapon of an assassin. If you were a professional assassin, you would carry a 22. You would shoot somebody in the head with it, and it doesn't make much
Does
noise.
this take 22s?
No.
Are there any guns that are that small that takes 22s?
This one takes 22s. This one takes this bullet. That gun takes that bullet. And this gun takes that bullet.
I have a 22 rifle with the silencer. So when
Are
I
you allowed to
shoot,
have silencers?
yeah.
There's no
Yes,
rule.
sir.
Yeah,
Because
we have
when
to
you're
have a
hunting, you
permit
gotta
for it.
protect your ears.
Yeah, we have to have a permit to have a
Yeah.
silencer. They're going to change that. There's no reason for it.
Yeah,
No reason for it. If I'm going to shoot you, I'm going to shoot you.
yeah. So much better to protect the ears.
So now you know that. So what happens is this bullet goes through a bulletproof vest, makes it reasonably dangerous. Other than that, it has very little impact. If I hit you, you'll probably walk away from this one unless I hit you in a vital organ in your head. This bullet's a 9mm, and the police carry it.
So when this fires, literally that whole thing is going into somebody.
No, the copper thing,
Just this piece.
that piece right there.
But those are legal to use in war.
They're not.
Hollow point is illegal.
Oh,
You
it
have to
is?
use solid.
You have full metal jacket.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
only one legal to use in wars.
Yes.
So soldiers don't have hollow
Yes.
point.
Yes.
But I guess police have hollow point.
See, that's a full that's
Yeah.
a full metal jacket. The reason is, see that little hole in that
Yeah,
bullet?
that's a whole point. Then.
What that does is when it hits you, it goes. It just expands. It blows up and makes what would have been just a little hole
Big
is
hole.
now a big hole.
And
Big
it gets
holes.
into
Big holes
pieces.
are better if you want to kill someone.
So you were talking about like there's like legalities when you go to war of what
Yeah.
freaking weapons
Sure.
you can use.
Absolutely.
So
Otherwise,
they
otherwise,
declare
otherwise
war?
they'd
Yeah.
use all mustard gas.
Yeah.
They would use anthrax. They would use yes. There are rules
Chemical
of war.
warfare?
Chemical warfare.
Yeah, but in our
Geoengineering?
country-
If you break those rules, in today, if you break those rules, you get an atomic bomb on your head, and that's the end of. Then you don't break any more rules, and that's the end of that.
Yeah, in our country we must use those when deer hunting, so we kill the
That's
deer
good.
as
Yeah,
soon
that's
as possible.
good. That's a good rule. This bullet, shot out of that rifle, even though it's a small bullet, it has an unusual tendency. Is when it hits, it tumbles. So it hits flesh, and then it goes like this.
Which one?
The rifle bullet.
Okay.
So it tumbles. So you can imagine what kind of a hole it makes. So it's harder to. The whole idea is to kill you quickly or to have you hemorrhage out as quickly as possible, so that you're no longer a threat. The idea is you're not a threat. Okay, this bullet will typically not knock you down. Typically, hits you, may kill you, but won't knock you off your feet. This bullet probably will knock you off your feet no matter where it hits you. If it hits you in the side, it has enough impact that it will knock you off your
Wow.
feet. This bullet will knock you in next county. So that one will just knock you. You're down. And so now one of the rules is in a gunfight, only one person is telling the story after a gunfight,
The victor.
because you've killed the other guy. So you don't necessarily stop pulling the trigger until the gun doesn't shoot anymore. You ever watch them movies where they always get up after you leave and you're on the telephone? The guy comes back out after you and you think he's dead and he's not dead? Yes?
I've seen that in movies.
Okay, yeah. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to hold the gun like this. You're going to put two fingers in it. Like you're right-handed.
Yeah.
You're going to put your left hand and put two fingers in like that. Those two fingers prevent that from closing.
And that's how you load it up.
That's how you load it. Like that. And here's the bullet. Constantly being
This way?
conscious of pointing that down range. They go in those holes, yeah.
Just fill the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You're listening to all these instructions. You look like the guy that pays attention. She looks like she doesn't pay attention.
Busted.
I've done a week course on shooting, so
All right, now we're going to get your ears, whatever you were going to wear. This gun isn't too bad. They all